living in Colorado. This is our Tuesday live stream, and this week we're talking about what the hell is going on in Denver right now. Beginning halfway through April, and the market's really starting to pick up, and we're seeing a lot of aggressive moves being made by buyers trying to get a piece of the territory here in the Denver Front Range, and shit's getting crazy. Just the way that people are offering, the things that they are willing to give up as far as like their rights and objections as buyers. There are just so many people that are getting their butts kicked out there, because I know some properties are getting 15, 20 offers. We got Chad on here too. What's up, Chad?
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
Doing excellent. How's selling business going? You're getting rid of your own house, but not hitting you with your own, yeah?
So, all right.
Good to see you, Ryan.
I'm the real estate agent of the group, and so I'm the guy that helps you find the house. I try to do most of the videos for this channel living in Colorado. So the streams are just something like fireside chats. I just give you guys some information, tell you like updates like this about what's going on. But most of the channel is like neighborhood walkthroughs, pros and cons, stuff like that. Yeah, this is the time that if you want to jump on, ask us questions, do that. So go ahead, fill up the comment section if you have any questions, and we will answer them. Ryan is the lender, all things lending, and so I'm the guy that finds you the house. He's the guy that helps you get the money for the house. Go ahead, give your little rundown of who you are, Ryan.
My name is Ryan Leahy with Motto Mortgage. Been in the business over 5 years. Lived in Colorado for 4 of those years, and it has just been one heck of a wild ride. Talking to my past clients who have purchased in the last 5 years, I love what I do.
All right, and he's a California guy, and so I know we get a lot of Californians moving out here, and the people.
You gotta make that video.
And Chad, apartment amigo, maybe not quite ready to buy a house, and so we partner with Chad to help you find a sweet apartment. So
thanks. My name is Chad. Yeah, I work with Apartment Amigo. Basically, I'm a liaison between a potential renter and the Denver market. Working with over, I think, 171 buildings last time we counted. And basically, I'm there to hook you up with the deals, ask the right questions, take notes, set up tours, accompany you on tours, make sure you're seeing the best of the best in Denver.
That's what's up. All right. So some things that we're going to talk about today, so that if you were on here, you're watching this after the fact, that things that we're going to cover. What the seller struggles right now. So people that live in Denver that want to sell their house, like the issues. I have a few clients like this that it's so awesome on the sales side, but then it freaking sucks on the buy side. Talk about a couple strategies for you. You know, a single household owner, like you have a bunch of people in your house and you have to move your crew. There are a lot of new ways to sell your house, and a lot of companies that can help that transition be a little bit smoother for you. So we'll talk about a couple of those options. I want to talk to you, Ryan, about a little bit of the forbearance stuff, because I heard that they are kicking the can further down the road, which I think somebody told me September. Was it you?
Just depending on the lender. I mean, if you are in forbearance, essentially, you could have not made your payment almost for a year and a half now. And the problem, COVID hit last March.
Right, but September will be here.
It could present a problem with people that have to make their payment.
Exactly. Too many people tell you if they're making their payments or not. People need to know about like this time of year, or what's going on in the market. Are there special rates? Are things flying off the shelves like they're in real estate? Tell us about it.
As Ryan alluded, a year ago, COVID pandemic started, full into it. However, people are feeling a lot more comfortable moving around. The prices we are seeing now slowly ticking up. We are getting back to normal pricing, even though we're not in a quote normal world anymore. People don't have to be in Colorado. They don't have to be in Denver to apply for an apartment and take it off the market. You can do a virtual tour, especially that is the silver lining with COVID. A lot of buildings are having virtual tours right off the bat, and the buildings do as well. So virtual tours are super easy, and management knows that. So we do see prices are increased. So base rent is lower than it was, lower than it has been. However, we are seeing it 100% trend up. So we are getting rid of those, and by we, I mean the apartment buildings themselves are getting rid of those 6 weeks free, are getting rid of those 8 weeks free, because they're leased up, because they're 95%. There's no need for them to give people money.
I have had roommates in here since my girl left, and or since we split. Make it left, like it seems like she left, she walked out the door. But since we split, I had roommates in here, and I'm like, I don't want to have roommates anymore. So I'm trying to go get a place like downtown, maybe Capitol Hill. Sloan's Lake looks a little bit pricier than I want to go, to be honest. But I'm looking at apartments, and I was surprised that first time, getting back to what I was saying, that they're offering, like somebody was offering 2 months free at one point. I'm like, that seems crazy if it's a low inventory market. But you're saying that's changing.
100% is as buildings creep towards that 95% occupancy, specials just go away. I guess last summer until probably February or March, it was standard 1 month free. If you went to a building and they didn't offer 1 month free, they're a little cuckoo and a little crazy. Just go down the block. Same condo grade build, same washer and dryer and unit, just different management, and you'd get a better deal. That's where someone like myself comes into play. You're going to walk into a leasing office, they're going to sell you on that particular building. They're not going to tell you that down the street you're going to get a better view for a cheaper price.
Most people are moving in the summer though, so right, even out of their apartments. So kind of like the housing market, should you see more inventory come in the market, but only to get it swallowed up by the big buyer demand or renter demand?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who comes out to visit, I know you've had friends come out visit, and people joke around. The first question they ask is like, when are you going to move out here? During the summer, we get 300 days of summer. Of sunshine around here, and so anytime, not 300 days of summer, it's a little chilly out here right now. I think it's supposed to snow later.
That is. I was white beater and boots today. I was white beater at thermal. Yeah.
No, I need heavy coat right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are seeing during these summer months, as I'm a Denverite here, but I've only been here a few years, but everyone's so much more active. They want to be outside, they want to be moving around, and it attracts people. One of the first conversations I have is like, well, like what's bringing you out here? Always, it's job, it's the connection of all of them is they want the sunshine, they want to be active, they want to be outside, they want to be moving around.
Yeah, Denver in the summer. This is my season, camping season and hiking season for sure. Well, maybe this is a Ryan question. So Jay says, not sure if I threw this out the last live. I'd love to hear some thoughts. Lived in, I'm guessing that's Austin, Texas, the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think too.
In January, currently renting $1,400 to $1,500. That sounds like a good rate if you're in Austin.
That Denver price is lower. I talk to people in New York and they're like, all right, I'm at 600 square feet for, I'm paying $1,650. I want to move out to Denver because I want larger space. We are getting to, and Denver was actually a class 2 city, meaning it wasn't in New York, it wasn't in San Francisco. However, they were having conversations about potentially moving Denver to some of those class 1.
Just keep in mind when you are looking at a condo, your debt to income ratio is going to include the HOA fee, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, PMI if you have a small down payment. So I guess we would have to decide what your total max payment, where your comfort level's at, and then we'd start looking at condos. And then the big thing with condos is the HOAs. How much are you paying? What does that include? Because they're so across the board.
I mean, what you're describing right there is kind of what I've been in the market looking at lately. $300 to $350, which is to get started. Like my house, that's basically what I pay for my house. But I mean, that's what it's looking like now. But to Ryan's point, because some places they have pool, they have a sweet gym, they have all these extra things that maybe you were going to spend $120 for anyways if you were going to get a gym membership that now you don't have to. All those HOAs, they vary so greatly, what they offer, what they cover, and how much they cost. That's the relationship that really will dictate sometimes. Like, hey, this place looks great. We got Andrew lighting us up. Let's see. He's got another question for us. I think I'm just tired of paying rent. I heard that.
Breeze.
Condo, townhome, I think, living in Lodi spoiled me really since the homes. But yeah, I mean, going from condo to, I do see that place as an area that people will go from a condo if they own it to a house, but it's typically because they've saved up a little bit of equity and they have a larger down payment that they can go into that area. That's a tough area for first-time home buyers because so many people are coming in with 20% down at least, and then they can do appraisal gap coverage, which we can explain a little bit what that means, but that's what makes it hard for first-time buyers in that area. Yeah, that's why we're here to help you guys out, answer your questions, but also if you do want to buy or sell or rent, you hit us up. We got your back. Love to take care of you. Me or us, like we all have teams that help us out too. So just let us know, reach out. I'll put our contact information in the description below. So if you're watching this late or whatever, just reach out. Lifestyle in Denver, like things are opening up for sure. Like spring is in the air in Denver. People are feeling strong. We're getting that sunshine that's coming out. And a lot of the bars and restaurants are a lot more like still limited seating in a lot of places, but If you're thinking about just like visiting, doing some tours, that's another thing that I typically will do is like, hey, our lease is ending in June, but we're going to plan a trip in April just to scope out neighborhoods first. So cool. If you want to do that, let me know. Escalation clause is you're basically saying, hey, my offer is $900,000, but I'll improve my offer by $1,000 or whatever up to X amount in order to beat the next offer. And so some other things we can do. I mean, and that's so what I've been seeing is that like the higher price points, multiple offers still in every home that's in good condition. What's going to change, which you might want to do, is what Ryan and I were talking about, things that clients are doing if they don't have, or things that they're doing with their financing to compete and do something like an appraisal gap coverage.
I mean, you can put it as little as 3% down. For example, some people really want to save 10%, 15%, whatever, but at the end of the day is if you can get into a house and we can offer an appraisal gap, that 3% down is going to be a lot more attractive. Is that where kind of where you're going with that?
No, I was talking about like how they put less down so they have money towards an appraisal gap coverage if they need it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So say, for example, you have 10% down. Now we're going to change that loan to 3% down, which is completely fine. If you're a first-time home buyer or do not own another property, you can put as little as 3% down, conventional financing. You can do that and put 3% instead of 10%. And now we have that gap available. That's going to be more attractive to the sellers to know that we have an appraisal gap available.
So an appraisal gap coverage, say you do that escalation clause that we talked about. You're like, hey, I'm going to escalate this off. They listed at $400,000, but we're going to put an escalation clause up to $435,000. All right. So we're willing to raise our offer. What an appraisal gap coverage would be a seller wanting some insurance on that offer you just made them, because maybe the seller, they honestly think it's only getting appraised for $400,000, but you're writing an offer for $435,000. So they, all right, well, your lender is only going to give you what the offer is or the appraisal price, whichever is lower. And so if that property, if you offer $435,000 and the appraisal comes in at $410,000, well, your lender is only giving you the loot for $410,000. And so you're either going, the seller's going to expect you to cover that additional $25,000 out of your pocket, which could then mean you're putting less money down on the home, which then could mean you have mortgage insurance, a little bit higher mortgage insurance.
That's correct.
All right. Vital Soul said a flat park home, doesn't surprise me, under contract, $240K over asking price. And they're just, you probably look at the home though. If you look at the home, you'd be like, it's probably like Pottery Barn, chip and join gains, like perfect. And that it's probably an immaculate house, but that's what people want too, because they're getting really low interest rates. But they're still paying a lot for a down payment on the house. So a lot of people don't have a ton of money to put into fixing up the property. Like, I want something turnkey because this monthly payment is going to be like the max I'm comfortable with. So I can't afford to be doing rehab projects, new kitchen, new plumbing and stuff like that.
Moxie, Sean, Ryan, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure talking to y'all, and I can't wait to see you guys again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we should go out to sometime. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, y'all. Take care. Enjoy.
Pick up with you later. Each week, my team, our agents, Thursday, that's when we're like get in your stance, get ready to go. The market's about to happen each week. And so I'll walk you through what you need to be doing if you're an active buyer in the market Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you're going to stand a chance in Denver this spring. But this deferment is going to happen. So like September, I think September, we're going to see prices are going to keep going up. Honestly, I think Denver is going to be one of those markets. Austin will be a market that keeps going up because like Tesla's going there, Tech's going there. They're all moving down there. Denver is going to, I think, do fine because we're Denver. We got the outdoors. We're Colorado. We freaking rock. We're awesome. Inventory is so low. What are some areas to focus on? One of the properties I love to help make my clients fall in love with are the ones that are brand new. I just want to keep it good, keep it clean. So like well-maintained, but like maybe not updated. Those are like my favorite houses to get people to fall in love. Like, cause when you get to do a little bit of your own stuff, if you're okay. Englewood has some good properties and Southwest Denver has some smaller properties. You can find a 900 square foot. I always thought about getting a house, but haven't saved a down payment. How hard is it to get down payment assistance. This is why Ryan's here. My household income is 100K, credit is good.
So the way the down payment assistance programs work is there's going to be two options. There's going to be grants, and then there's going to be silent seconds. The grant is going to be money that you don't have to pay back. A silent second give you more money, and they're going to probably give you a lower interest rate. But in the event that you sell or refinance the property, usually the minimum we need is 3%. Some of those down payment assistance programs are going to give you 3%. You're still going to have to come in with closing costs. Whatever the closing costs may be, between 5 and 6K, that's probably going to be pretty doable. But yeah, income, credit, so just take your income, take anything that shows up on your credit report, liability, your payments, and that's going to be your debt to your total max payment. We can figure out from there.
What's cool about Ryan being a lender is he's a broker. And so he works with a bunch of different lending institutions. He has a lot more options than somebody that's just tied to one specific bank can offer you, like a Wells Fargo or a Chase. But what's great about our team is we work with a lot of different programs. We're problem solvers. I don't have houses to sell. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a service provider. And so we team with service providers that provide solutions to our people. With a traditional rent to own, like seller financing, you normally have to pay like $20,000 down, $15,000 down. It's called an option fee. That's non-guaranteed. It's usually not coming back to you either if anything would fall through, because usually it's the seller, as the owner has enough equity in the house that they can then finance the home back to you. And so you're essentially paying them rent. In order to have the option to buy at the end, you have this option fee that you pay up front, this deposit. And then if you gain enough equity in the house, it should go towards your down payment. So these guys don't require that big option fee, but you can pay a little bit more each month. The other amazing thing that I love about it is the Denver market this past year appreciated well over 10% VA loan. Is it harder to get an offer accepted with a VA loan? Well, it depends. I mean, do you have money that you're able to come out of pocket to cover things like appraisal gap coverages? Or are you going VA with zero money down? Figure out what cards you hold, and then we can figure out what your options will be. We move very quickly, which I'll talk about timelines in like your situation, lower tiered financing, or just so your options aren't that good, you're first time home buyer, like you can't be sloppy. Everything needs to be dialed in. And I'll get to that in a minute.
There might be conditions on the appraisal, but other than that, great loan, 100% financing, even over the loan limits, which changed in 2020. So if you wanted to get something more expensive, you can still go 100% financing, where it used to be you had to come in with 25% minus the loan limit. It was great loan, great rates, no PMI. You have to be able to sell it to the listing agent, but it's usually not a problem. And we can close those just as quick as any other loan.
The one thing with VA I'd say is typically I find is that you can't, like I have a deal that we're closing into like 21 days.
No, not a problem.
Oh, Ryan's got it. Ryan's got you. All right.
We have that under control. Not
a big issue.
Not an issue. Yeah.
Wait, how about USDA loans?
Yes, we can do USDA loans. The areas that can qualify, I'm not 100% sure of, but I know if you go on their site, you can actually type in an address and see the USDA qualified map. We'd be happy to follow up and look at areas for you, but it's very specific on what areas are USDA approved.
Cool. I don't see any other questions, but if you have some, throw them in there. What I'm going to tell you guys about is like the weekly pace that you need to be on if you're a buyer right now. It's changed from last year, and everything's just condensed a little bit. So every Thursday, the majority of properties, probably about 70 to 80% of new homes each week, are going to hit the market on Thursday or early Friday. So you need to be a freaking hop. Like someone like me, if you're working with me, we have you on a custom automated home search. The first thing Thursday morning, you're seeing all new inventory that fits what you're looking for in your inbox. And you and I getting on the phone, and we're setting up showings for that weekend. We'll put our information below. If you guys need us, reach out to us. That's it.
Thank you.